Hi, good morning, Judy Diaz. Welcome to the LMC Media Studio, and thank you for being here and teaching us about Dos Caminos for the Sound Short Family Guide. Judy, Dos Caminos is a very special program that we have here offered to the Larchmont and Mamaroneck community. Will you please tell us more about it?
So the Dos Caminos program is a Spanish immersion program that is offered to families. Currently, the program is serving students from kindergarten through 11th grade, and it is a two-way dual language program, meaning that we have students receiving Spanish and English instruction who are Spanish proficient and English proficient. So it provides students, regardless of their home language, an opportunity to develop biliteracy skills and eventually graduate from the Mamaroneck School District fully biliterate.
Wow. It's amazing because my parents are Colombian, and it's hard to say that I'm illiterate in Spanish, but I am. I can speak it, but that's about it. So that's amazing that these children come out speaking and reading and writing in both English and Spanish.
Absolutely. It's a gift. My parents are both from the Dominican Republic, and I was fortunate that my parents spoke to us in Spanish at home, and my father in particular helped me to develop some literacy skills in Spanish, but I didn't have the opportunity to develop the literacy skills I needed in Spanish until I got to high school. So what a great gift that we can give our students, that they can start doing this work as early as kindergarten.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how many are in each? So you have to start in kindergarten, correct? You can't just start like in 4th or 5th grade.
So it depends. If you are an English proficient student, meaning you're coming from an English speaking home, the entry point is kindergarten, because the program is a 90-10 program, meaning that 90% of the day is in Spanish literacy instruction. So we want to make sure that students who are English proficient have the opportunity to begin their journey in Spanish language acquisition beginning in kindergarten. It's a lengthy process. If you are a Spanish proficient child, meaning you are if you are a newcomer, not necessarily a Spanish proficient child, but a newcomer into the country, you have several entry points because the program under state regulations is designed for English language learners. So if you have a certain amount of students, 20 or more on a grade level that speak the same language, the school systems are supposed to provide a bilingual program. So what Mamaroneck has done throughout the last 12 years is provide a bilingual program that not only fulfills the compliance and regulation to provide dual language or bilingual education programs to English language learners, which is where that newcomer could come in at any point. Let's say 3rd grade, they arrive to the country, they have access to the program. But then it also provides students who come from English-speaking home an opportunity to learn the Spanish language and ultimately become biliterate.
And this is available for any child, that even if you're zoned for Chatsworth, Murray, and Central, because it is housed at the Mamaroneck Avenue School.
Yes. So parents who are interested have an opportunity to apply. There is an application that can be found on our website. That's www.mamacschools.org. schools.org, and there is a link under registration that will take you to the Dos Caminos website. Actually, once you sign up, there's a prompt that will come up, that will take you to the registration site, but also to the Dos Caminos application. And families from any zone in the district can apply to the Dos Caminos program. So we accept students from Murray, Central, Chatsworth, and of course MAS. The only caveat is that busing is not provided to students, so families would have to transport their students to MAS. There is a lottery depending on the number of families that apply. And so we have 44 spots, because essentially we have 2 sections of students in kindergarten currently. We have 2 sections of students currently at MAS K through 5. So in those 2 sections of kindergarten, we try to create balanced classes of boys and girls. Language proficiency will divide the students up between Spanish proficient children, English proficient children, and bilingual students, so that the students are equally dispersed amongst the 2 sections. And so dependent on the number of families, if it exceeds more than 44, we will conduct a lottery and take all students into consideration equally across the 4 elementary schools.
So it is a balanced classroom. Are the children allowed to play with other students in the school, or are they really just kind of separate in their own cohort in elementary school?
So during the school day, students, of course, have one classroom teacher in kindergarten,
Right.
For example. But throughout the school day, they have lunch and they have recess and they have specials with other students. So there really is no isolation. We are constantly integrating our students. Things change a little bit when students get to, Dos Caminos students get to 3rd and 4th grade and 5th grade, because now they have 2 teachers. The program goes from a self-contained model where their students are receiving English and Spanish instruction from one teacher in kindergarten, 1st and 2nd, to a model where they have a Spanish zone teacher and an English zone teacher, and which is a nice way for them to have the experience of having multiple content level teachers, because that is the experience they will have at the middle school.
Wonderful. My goodness. There's I didn't even know that it went through junior to high school. So
Yes.
that's neat that they've just continued the program.
So the program, one of the benefits of the program is that not only are students developing language skills, they're also developing content knowledge within that language. For example, students in kindergarten, 1st and 2nd are learning math primarily in Spanish. In 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they start to develop content language and skills in English and in Spanish in both languages. Same thing for social studies. Social studies is taught in both languages for students until they get to 5th grade. We teach that in Spanish because the Dos Caminos students will learn social studies exclusively in Spanish initially in 6th grade, and will transition in learning social studies in Spanish through 7th and 8th, and take global studies at the high school level also in Spanish. And so it's important for us that students not only develop language skills, but also content language, which is different and important for students to really be successful in content areas.
And how does that affect state testing? In English, for instance?
So because, for example, let's say literacy, ELA, because most skills are transferable in terms of the process of comprehending language and being able to write in response to text, a lot of those skills can be transferred between English and Spanish. So our students in the Dos Caminos program do well on state assessments. We have to be strategic in terms of the phonic instruction that we're teaching students in English. Spanish is a very decodable language. It's an easier language to learn how to read and write. English takes a lot more explicit instruction. So when we talk about the 90-10 model in kindergarten, families will see that children, while they're the plethora of the work that they do, the academics that they're exposed to during the day is in Spanish. The focus in English is really to develop oral language, but also to start developing those necessary literacy skills, particularly phonemic awareness and phonics, because we know we have to hit that earlier. There's so many rules in the English language that we can't wait until the students are in 2nd or 3rd grade, for example. So we start that very deliberately early on so that the kids can be successful on state assessments. And the same thing with math. Math, skills are skills. That's the beauty of math. It's universal, right? So we want to make sure that students develop the skills, but also develop that content language that the students will need to be able to understand what word problems, for example, are asking of them. And if you're an English language learner, you have the option of taking the math assessment in your home language in Spanish, which is also helpful.
Well, there's a lot of information and we only have so much time. So if you're interested, so you would actually apply, like you would just register for your regular zoned elementary school, you would go to mamkschools.org and go to the Dos Caminos program and register there, correct?
Yes, you would register, you would apply. On there, you will also see the application timeline, the next steps once you apply. And I think the biggest thing for families to know or should know is that the program not only develops biliteracy, but also an appreciation of culture and language. And I'm proud to say that our first cohort of Dos Caminos, who are now in 11th grade, many, if not all, have applied already for the seal of biliteracy, which we're launching this year in the district. We have over 50 students who are working towards earning the seal this semester, and we have over 100 who have applied as juniors already, looking to earn the seal of biliteracy next year, many of which are part of our first Dos Caminos cohort. It is a gift, like I always say, to be biliterate and to have the ability to engage in language. So if we can start doing that in kindergarten and offering that opportunity to our children, why not?
I think it's amazing. Judy, thank you so much for
thank
being
you.
here
Thank
and
you
for
for
educating us
having me.
On this amazing program that we have to offer in our district. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Buenos días, Judy. ¿Qué tal? Gracias por estar aquí en el estudio de LMC Media para que tenemos un programa nuevo que se llama Sound Shore Family Guide. Y bueno, por favor, díganos un poco sobre el programa que usted se encarga, que es el Dos Caminos.
Sí, gracias por la invitación. Me da mucho placer estar aquí con usted. Yo soy la directora de programa Multilingües y Idiomas Mundiales en el distrito. Uno de los programas de cual estoy encargada es el programa de Dos Caminos. Y las solicitaciones para el programa están disponibles para las familias que estén interesadas en nuestro sitio web www.mamacschools.org y esperamos que muchos padres tomen la oportunidad de entrar al sitio web y entender más sobre el programa, pero también estoy aquí para ofrecerle más información.
Sí, por favor, porque de verdad que es un regalo tener este programa, porque la mayoría que usted enseña es en español, pero es también con mitad clases en inglés, o los estudiantes son que hablan inglés. Entonces es muy bueno para los dos, para los españoles, para los ingleses, que se junten y aprenden entre ellos dos y también aprenden el idioma, como escribir, leer, hablar bien en español.
Y para los niños que vienen de casas donde se habla español, es una oportunidad para que los niños mantengan el lenguaje de la casa, el lenguaje en que sus padres lo pueden apoyar en casa cuando están haciendo su tarea, cuando están leyendo, y también le da la oportunidad el programa a desarrollar el inglés. So, aunque el programa es un programa de 90-10, así se proporciona el día 90% en español, 10% en inglés en kinder. Mientras pasan los años, vamos aumentando el inglés, pero seguimos fortaleciendo ese español que también es bien, bien importante.
Súper importante. Entonces, para más información, por favor, contacte a Judy. ¿Su información está en el website también?
Sí, mi información está en el website y es un programa que no solamente se ofrece en MAS de kinder a quinto, se le ofrece a todos los padres en el distrito, no importa en qué zona viva.
Sí. Puede ser Chatsworth, Murray, Central.
Puedes aplicar y su niño no solamente tendrá la oportunidad de participar en Dos Caminos de kinder a quinto, también el programa existe en la escuela Hamex y en Mamaroneck High School.
Sí, no, es súper chévere. Muchísimas gracias por estar acá para enseñar un poco sobre el Dos Caminos y para más información, por favor, contacte a Judy. Muchas gracias por estar acá.
Gracias.